So from the standpoint of the consumer food service industry, the primary advantage, the primary interest of the Olympics is from a marketing standpoint, from an exposure standpoint. Certainly, any operator in the London metro area can expect a certain bump in sales during the Olympic period. But again, this is a relatively small amount of time out of the year. And there's always a degree of substitution, people out of town, people moving elsewhere to avoid the crush of people. So, I mean, really, if you're a food service operator, the main element here, what you're really going for is reaching a large, extremely diverse group of people from around the world looking for an experience, looking to try something new. So it's really in terms of exposure. And I think a great example of this, McDonald's, of course, has the exclusive catering contract near the Olympic Stadium. As part of this, they've built several massive temporary outlets designed to serve thousands of people a day. They've really taken this opportunity to create a unique experience, kind of put their best face forward, for people coming to see the Olympics, for people in London, a way to really associate the McDonald's brand name with such a huge sporting event. More broadly, I think this is part of a trend we've seen all across the world of consumer food service, and maybe the last 3 to 4 years, is looking for these kinds of unique outlets, unique locations, particularly for the big chains, as a way to drive branding, as a way to reach a relatively high-income cosmopolitan group of consumers. So you see things like outlets in sports stadiums, outlets in airports especially, outlets at special events, just a way to reach a very select group of consumers in an environment of limited competition. But not just that. I mean, it's not just a matter of building an outlet alongside these kinds of events, but building showcase outlets, things that really take the brand forward. Now, taking that out at an even broader level, this really isn't a matter simply of global brands using a global event to take share and get their name out there. There's also real potential for smaller chains, for smaller operators, because the amazing thing is we're really living in a global food service environment where even a relatively small chain, a small brand with a handful of locations, provided they have the right concept, can find investors willing to take it overseas, willing to spread across the globe. We're already seeing this, particularly in the Middle East, places like Dubai, where small brands from the US, an example being Magnolia Bakery in New York, a cupcake chain, already is opening outlets in Dubai because the demand is there, because we have that demand for a global experience. And that's really where the Olympics can be an interesting period for operators in the London area. That chance to put your best face forward in front of a truly global audience, and really build that brand, which is increasingly a part of the business environment, even for relatively small chains, again, with the right concept, who can really get people's attention across the world. Those trends, they move really fast, very fast nowadays, to the point where a brand that can establish itself in one major city with the right audience can soon find demand, find its name is known even elsewhere. And I think the Olympics, the World Cup, any of these kinds of global one-off or periodic events can really play a major role in driving that.